start this show? What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I am your host, SBJ, episode 424, I think. I actually think that's right.
What is wrong with you?
424.
Yeah, that's not how you start the show, because you're supposed to get the number wrong.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I got the how do I start the show? That
wrong.
Threw off the number thing that I got right. I'm here.
Now that you're a top chef, is this just your secondary gig?
Yep. I've cooked some chicken, and Greg watched me cook said chicken.
I did? Well, I wasn't there the entire time.
Wait, did anybody get salmonella?
No.
He had a meat
Wow.
thermometer. It's very impressive. But I still don't understand why you were asking chat personal cooking questions.
What do you mean personal?
Like,
Yeah, what's
how do you put your chicken in oil? How do you bread your chicken? Like, these are ages long fights. There are, to this day, gangs of chefs that meet at 2 a.m. with raw chicken cutlets and just battle it out in back alley kitchens over tin can fires.
We can argue about this, but Will is also here.
I choose not to cook food.
I don't either.
You know, this is what the podcast has really become. 3 Pokemon fans that all dislike cooking.
It's the great not Minnesota get together. So I did buy a bunch of junk to eat in honor of the state fair. And I will be eating it after this.
Did you do the train? The whatever they call it, the parade, the car parade?
No, we looked at what the offerings were, and the fact they had to pay $20 and then get into the food parade. What they were offering at the food parade was not as good as what's been popping up around the cities. So it's like, I don't want to pay $20 when I can go to all the places that I like, except for the place that has the best chicken fingers. They don't have an actual location. They're only at the fair.
I was going to say, is Raising Cane's at the state fair? That seems odd.
No.
So for the uninformed,
better.
The Minnesota State Fair, which is not happening, organized like food vendors, and you could get in your car and drive through the fairgrounds and stop at the food vendors. But then also restaurants that would normally have had a stand that are not part of the auto parade are having state fair specials. And there's this Korean place up on, I want to say University Avenue in St. Paul.
Yeah.
It specializes in bibimbap and Korean fried chicken, my 2 favorite Korean dishes, and they're having state fair specials.
Yeah,
so that just maybe where I'm going for dinner tonight.
In the parking lot of my gym, there's a corn dog stand and a cheese curd stand. Thursday, I'm going to go see, we got tickets to actually go see the Fine Arts show, so we'll be going and visiting that so that I get a little state fair in my life this week. And here's the thing, Will. Here's the thing that kills me. It's cold for state fair time. You could have had the most comfortable state fair experience.
Back to weather. It's always it comes full circle.
I was trying to avoid mentioning the fact that I went out on my bike this morning and I was shivering because I was wearing my running shorts and a long sleeve running shirt, and I was like, "It's real cold out here."
Always comes back.
If you stopped asking us how our week was, you stopped doing anything polite and small talky on this podcast, you're like, get to work, get the podcast out, talk about Pokemon. We are bringing back the human touch, Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what people enjoy.
People like humanity instead of your robotic chicken cooking.
Let me tell you,
combustion nightmare.
How humanity is the worst through me cooking on Twitch. Number 1 is we had a sub goal where if I hit a certain amount of subs, I would cook a meal. The appeal to that is I hate cooking. It's a disaster, and people like to watch a disaster. Number 2 is the first time I cooked, which was like 6 months ago, we made Pokemon Poffins, and they turned out awful. Irene wouldn't even eat them. She threw them right away.
You killed the yeast!
I did,
We've talked about this.
I didn't realize how hard yeast was to deal with, but apparently everyone says that.
It's a living creature.
Number 2 is Nick, fine fellow who does all the music for the show, got me a Pokemon waffle maker for my wedding.
I am still surprised that worked.
Yeah, it actually worked. It was like a ThinkGeek exclusive back before GameStop absorbed ThinkGeek.
Absorbed them.
Went to my wife and I said, I want to use this Pokemon waffle maker, and the only thing that I can think of that goes with waffles is chicken. And you can't do a stream of just making waffles. That would be a very short, boring stream.
The way you were making waffles, you could have made plenty of time.
The next time you're in the area, we're going to go to Black Coffee and Waffles because they serve everything except chicken with their waffles, and it's really delicious.
Well, we can go to Revival and get actual chicken waffles too.
So this is the thing I've learned, is that I always thought...
You learn nothing ever.
I always thought, look, on Twitch, you always have the person in chat or the people in chat that are like, why aren't you doing this? Why is your Gastrodon maxed in speed? It's supposed to be on trick. You always have your backseat gamers. But let me tell you, people who backseat cookers are way worse than backseat gamers. They're awful. They have no clue. I posted the recipe in the Discord, and one of the things of the recipe was fill up the frying pan a half an inch with oil, and everyone was losing their mind that there was too much oil or not enough oil. It's in the recipe. Why would I not follow what the recipe says?
Because you picked the wrong recipe. We just talked about this. Back alley fights among chefs. Also, here are 3 things that I want to bring up. 1.
Oh, here we go.
Did you or did you not break your whisk in dry ingredients?
No, we were halfway through.
Why are you whisking dry ingredients?
No, I was whisking.
That's a wooden spoon deal.
Look, there didn't say what utensils was in the instructions, Will.
Because any intelligent person knows that you use the wooden spoon with the dry ingredients, and the whisk is for whisking together wet ingredients. It's an emulsifier.
The whisk got a lot of mileage that evening.
2, do you actually know what a cheese grater is?
Okay. I don't want to reveal...
You don't have to. This is a yes or no question.
Yes, I know what a cheese grater is.
Okay. This was not apparent on the stream. Watch the VOD. PKMcast at Twitch.
Yeah, but I don't want to... Okay.
3, did you like what you made?
Yeah, no, it turned out good.
Well, then you're done.
Yeah.
You actually... I will say this at the end of the stream, because I popped in and out. For as much as you were doing controversial things, because... everybody has an opinion how you fry. Everybody has an opinion how you bread. The food actually looked really good. I will go on record saying I would have eaten what you made.
I appreciate that. My wife ate it all.
Yeah, she liked it. She texted me.
The only thing I wish I would have done is add a little more hot sauce to it.
Yeah, well, that's a preference.
But
that's controversial.
Chat was saying I was adding too much off the bat.
Well, that's... Hot and spice level is 100% a preference thing. You can't say that's too much or too little. Also, for the record, you can, and people have throughout the ages, had big glasses of buttermilk.
Oh,
that is a drinkable liquid.
I don't think for however many subs or bits I would have tried buttermilk. It was a very awful smell.
I mean, it's acidic milk. You can make buttermilk by adding lemon juice to regular milk. Ta-da, buttermilk. It's slightly curdled milk. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Well, if you did not get to watch me cook in the kitchen, that will be up on YouTube on either, I think, Wednesday or Friday. So we'll give you all the best highlights. So instead of watching a 4-hour stream, you can watch a 10-minute video
of you melting down because you'll ask a question, walk away, and then 15 people answer, and of course, they all answer differently, and then you get mad.
I think there's a lot of things on my stream that are amplified. Like I'm not actually mad, or I'm not actually upset. It's just
it's for the show.
It's to be entertaining. But there was a point in that stream where you saw my brain break in half. Where I thought to myself, I'm just going to hit the end stream button and throw all of this away and go to bed. That did almost happen. Okay. Pokemon
Of
the week.
Is later.
No, the program. Yeah, exactly. Please, I barely finished writing it. It started.
I mean,
Wait,
you're talking to a person who had such a bad week. I forgot to post question of the week, so we're there already, peeps.
All right. Well, we have two big things to talk about this episode. One is Pokemon Masters. One is Pokemon Go. They both added new stuff for the most part. I don't know. Well, one is pretty liked, I guess, and one is pretty not liked. So let's start with the Pokemon Go, which is the controversial stuff, I guess. Number one, there's two things Pokemon Go. I'll get the first thing out of the way here.
Wait, let's get the real Pokemon Go controversy out of the way first.
Yes.
Will Anderson's not getting a Victini until the regular people can get the Victini.
Oh,
and
I
I'm
cannot
not
believe
happy
that
about
happened.
that.
Did
Yeah,
you message
that-
Niantic?
No, because I looked it up, and basically, if you did not log in to Pokemon Go on the Sunday of Pokemon Go Fest, you do not get the research quest.
Oh, because the
period.
server didn't assign it to your account.
I'm not going to assign to some server, waiter, reception, whoever. I don't care. That is the fundamental rule that they did not advertise ahead of time, or they did, and I didn't read it.
So you opened up Pokemon Go on Saturday, got that quest line, but you didn't open up Pokemon Go on Sunday.
I don't think I opened it on Saturday either. I may have. I don't know. But I certainly didn't on Sunday because that's the day I was doing the wedding stuff. What's your controversy? Beat that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first, off Pokemon.com, join Go Battle League. Join Go Battle Night for great rewards in Pokemon Go. Battle for Stardust and Glory during Pokemon Go Battle Night taking place September 24th. This is like a month away. Battle Night kicks off September 24th, 6 p.m. local time. Concludes at the stroke of midnight on Friday. Go Battle Night will occur exclusively with Go Battle League, providing the opportunity to participate in a maximum of 20 sets of 5 battles. Earn double Stardust for individual wins. At the end of each set of 5 battles, you will rank up. This is the perfect time to fine-tune your lineup. Use this opportunity to leverage your faster charge TMs. That's it. It's just there's still Go Battle League is not GBL, not the most stable product out there, I will say. So that's the first bit of news. Alolan Raichu in research breakthrough for September. Heatran will end on September 10th, so plenty of time for Heatran. Then Cresselia will show up for a week. Then Articuno will show up for a week, which is September 18th. And then Zapdos will show up on September 25th. And then nothing after that. So I'm assuming Moltres will be after that. It'd be really weird to do Articuno and Zapdos. My assumption is why Articuno, Zapdos, and probably Moltres are coming back is to advertise for the Crown Tundra.
Well, see, that's why I asked when they were doing it, because I was going to say if it was like October or November when we're going to get the alternate versions of them, then that would make sense. But
yeah,
if we're just getting the
you would want to run the normal ones first and then the alternative ones closer.
No, okay.
But I would assume that you run Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, and then in the game, put the outfit in or advertise somehow, and then like we'll get a trailer that week, or we'll get a. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. Okay, this is the big thing. It's arrived. Mega Evolution.
Oh, what is that? That sounds cool. I had a Pokemon professor tell me about how he heard about it from his friend Sycamore, and then he gave it all different names because come on, dude.
You can now see some of your favorite Pokemon in their Mega Evolved form by utilizing Mega Evolution in Pokemon Go. Mega Evolution enables certain Pokemon to reach an additional evolutionary stage and gain incredible power for a limited time. Select Pokemon can Mega Evolve using the newly discovered resource called Mega Energy. You can collect the mysterious substance by completing Mega Raids, which are raid battles featuring Mega Evolved Pokemon. The faster you defeat the raid boss, the more Mega Energy you receive. You can Mega Evolve any of your Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, Beedrill once you have enough of the corresponding energy. Plus, some of these Pokemon will appear in raids. After you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, that Pokemon will require less Mega Energy to Mega Evolve each time thereafter. Mega Evolved Pokemon will stay in their Mega forms for a limited time. Doesn't say here, but it's 4 hours. And while your Pokemon is Mega Evolved, you'll be able to do the following with them. You can battle in raids. You can battle in gyms. You can battle Team Go Rocket. You can battle your friends. You can watch it follow you on the map in the buddy thing. And you can take a snapshot of your Mega Evolved Pokemon. Be sure to open the app for a new Mega Evolution themed special research, a Mega Discovery. Join Professor Willow as they learn more about the Mega Evolution phenomenon. The month of September will be filled with events celebrating the introduction of Mega Pokemon. So from September 1st through the 7th, complete as many Mega 8 raids as you can. Gather energy to evolve your Pokemon. From the September 11th through the 17th, hone your battle skills with Mega Evolved Pokemon. Take part in gym battles, Team Go Rocket battles, trainer battles, excluding Go Battle League. And then from the September 22nd to the 28th, become buddies with your Mega Pokemon. Remember to take snapshots, etc. So
are all the Mega forms already in the game?
In the code, yes, but not. There's only 4 Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. One of those Pokemon having 2 different forms, which is Charizard, of course. So there are 5 different Mega Pokemon you can obtain right now. Beedrill is technically the free one through the limited research.
So I just got best buddy with my Gardevoir, and I cannot Mega Evolve it?
No, not yet.
This is garbage.
The Go community, from Reddit to Twitter to wherever else you want to look, doesn't seem completely satisfied with this new mechanic. If I could sum it up in a single phrase, they would say it's very money grabby.
You mean Pokemon Go is money grabby? I've never heard such a thing.
What Pokemon product has ever been money grabby? It's all geared towards fun first.
I have a lot to say about Mega Evolution, but what have you guys done? Any Mega Raids? Have you Mega Evolved? What is your thoughts?
Didn't I do a Mega Blastoise with you?
Yeah, I think so.
And then I didn't catch it. That's my thought. I spent 100 coins. I didn't catch the Pokemon. There you go.
I've seen the Mega Eggas around, but I have not done any. I'm so past the idea of Megas at this point.
Yeah.
That their introduction is not interesting.
Will, you like Megas?
I do like Megas. I don't particularly care for Mega Venusaur, Mega Blastoise, or the Mega Charizards. I like the Megas that I care about.
Yeah, I want my Mega Sableye, and I want my Mega Gardevoir.
And I'd also like a little more focus on Unova before we just so casually move on.
Unova's dead. Long live Unova.
No, Unova's dead. Long live Kalos.
Yeah.
That's the reality here.
Okay, so ideally you need about 200 Mega Energy to Mega Evolve a Pokemon of your choice. But the Mega Energy is specific to the raids you do. So
I'm gonna interrupt here to say I do agree that in this time of not going out, having them in raids does lend itself to being money grabby for the remote raid pass.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of
I would assume
garbage.
that was like the thought process, though, right? We need to do something during the summer that doesn't involve people walking around, and people like remote raid passes, so let's tie this new feature to the thing that people like.
I mean, but walking around isn't the problem. People can walk around peacefully and not be near people all they want. This is go gather.
Well, maybe everywhere else in the world that isn't the United States, maybe that's true. Think that there's something wrong with Mega Evolution, but I don't agree with the complaints. So I don't know how to I don't know how to say this because it sounds like I'm defending it, but I don't like it, or maybe I don't care for it.
Okay, what are the complaints?
Okay,
I will attempt to defend said complaints.
Okay, so if you want Mega Charizard, you got to do Mega Charizard raids, and when you complete a raid, you get anywhere between 40 to 60 or whatever, probably realistically like 50 Mega Energy.
Okay.
So it takes even if you're not super fast, it takes a person 4 to 5 Charizard raids to then have enough energy to Mega Evolve Charizard. You can Mega Evolve whichever Charizard you want. You got a shiny one from Community Day with Blast Burn. You can pick that one to Mega Evolve. You got a perfect Charizard 100 IV. You can Mega Evolve that one with the 200. Once you Mega Evolve it, it will last for 4 hours, and you can do everything we listed above. Battle Team Rocket, walk around with it, take a picture of it, do more raids. And then it de-Mega Evolves, like it does in the X and Y and stuff. And then you have to spend 50 energy to Mega Evolve it again at any point. So 200 initially to start it, and then 50 for future uses. So the complaint is I gotta spend money on raids. I gotta get the energy. I get the Charizard. It only lasts this amount of time. I gotta use the Charizard, get more energy to do it again. So it's like this cycle that they're going. The complaint I would say is probably the cycle, right? Because it's not permanent.
Yeah, I mean that's if raids were easier to do, right? If raids in this current time where I can go down there, I can go to the Mall of America, which is open, and just always have raids available and gather around 20 people and quickly burn through this raid, I think that system would be fine. Right now, for people who are stuck, or anybody in rural areas who are hoping somebody invites them, that's $5 for a 4-hour increase. And then it's $1 each time you want to do it after, which ain't great. Like, that's $5 to do it once and then $1 every time thereafter. We're approaching real expensive territory there.
And it's like, yeah, you're paying to activate unlocked. I mean, it's just as bad as like you've unlocked this shirt that you can now pay to buy, right? It's just like you're paying to unlock. They're paying for unlocked game functionality.
You're also paying for eggs. You're paying for Stardust. You're paying for lucky eggs.
I didn't pay for none of that stuff.
I mean, you're getting side benefits, sure, but that happens with anything, right? Like anytime you do anything in that game, you're getting side benefits. That is the incentive to keep you playing the game. You can't look at that and say, well, the price of this is offset by that, because those freebies come with everything.
If you do a raid with somebody, you don't even have to have the Mega, but if somebody brings a Mega Charizard to a Mega Venusaur raid, and they tell me I'm bringing Mega Charizard, please pick a fire Pokemon, and then because that person brings Mega Charizard, we get the Venusaur raid done faster, and then I get more energy because it was completed faster. So I would say there is definitely a side benefit to...
Which you have to organize outside of the app.
Well, everyone's organizing.
We can't do because we're all doing remote raids.
We're all organizing, though. It's even easier between the Discord and the Slack and however else people, their Facebook groups or their Discords.
It's easier for you.
I know. Yeah, I'm like the most organization I get is I get a text message that's like Mega Blast.
Yeah,
and
but
I'm like,
I said you.
And you're like 5 min. You don't even use whole words
because I've already organized it. Well, I've made it as easy as possible for you. I've done it.
Still didn't catch that Mega Blastoise, so I wasted 100 coins on like 5 minutes of broken phone screen.
Okay, hold on.
Cut my finger open.
I think the money conversation is important. The actual core mechanic of Mega, I think, is it's what I have been saying for years. Of Mega Pokemon are not particularly interesting. They are interesting in the sense of they look awesome. I think they all look incredible, with the exception of like maybe Mega Aerodactyl, not as cool looking because it has this weird goatee thing and it's kind of gross. But every Mega Pokemon,
how dare you attack Brooklyn Aerodactyl? That is rude.
Brooklyn Aerodactyl?
I love Brooklyn Aerodactyl.
Williamsburg Aerodactyl. Let's be very specific,
let's be
okay?
very specific. Williamsburg Aerodactyl.
I think all the Mega Pokemon look great. And I think that if you were specifically a competitive person and you played in the XY Sun and Moon, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, actual format, even Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, and you used Mega Pokemon, there was value there, as there is value to any other held item like Leftovers, Focus Ash, Rindo Berry, because at the end of the day, in the main series games, Mega Evolutions was a held item.
Yeah.
But no one was playing X and Y and being like, youngster Joey's here with a Rattata. I gotta Mega Evolve my Kangaskhan. No, because it took too long. And you were gonna one-shot his Rattata anyways. No one is like SOSing in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon and being like, I gotta bring out my Mega Gardevoir for this SOS hunt. Like, no. Like, a normal gameplay never involved you Mega Evolving. Sure, there's probably an exception where you were like, you were frustrated, you stubbed your toe, you ran into Trainer Lass, and you Mega Evolved your Blastoise to like one-shot her Skitty because you were upset you stubbed your... I'm sure that situation existed. I'm sure there's one person listening to this podcast that said they Mega Evolved their Banette every single battle through X and Y. I'm sure that person, or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I'm sure that person exists. But no one really used Mega Evolution unless you were testing it out, you were running maybe the Elite Four or a gym leader, and or you did VGC. Like normal gameplay stuff throughout the game, it just didn't happen. It's like this weird mechanic that people have nostalgia for, but that was specifically tied to only battles.
Does anybody really have nostalgia for Megas?
Yeah, every National Dexter in the entire world that was upset that Megas were cut.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, so I will actually say this.
I'm going to say they didn't have things for... I would argue that those National Dexters have completionists. They want it in the decks. They don't. If Megas never existed, they would still be upset that things weren't in the decks.
Yeah,
that's not a I love Megas. That's a I love completion argument.
I'm going to posit an alternative, and I will say why I am disappointed about Mega Evolution and kind of where it is was, however, I wanted more Megas. I wanted more Pokemon to get Mega Evolutions, and the fact that they just said, we're not doing this anymore, and it's like, the ones you got are the ones you got, and I'm sorry, like, your favorite Pokemon didn't get a Mega Evolution, and it never will now. That's where my disappointment lies. Mm-hmm. I just, like, have to mourn the loss, right? That there'll never be a Mega Victini.
There might be more Megas in the that's I mean, we went how many games without any baby Pokemon? We went like 3 games without a single baby, and we got a new baby in Sword and Shield.
That's fine. Anything is possible, yes.
Yes.
But I live in the world of now. I live in the world of today. And for today, there will no longer be any Mega Evolutions. And honestly, Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing, that is the replacement for Mega Evolution. And any Pokemon can Dynamax.
But
right?
here's the new
well, except for
Zamazenta,
Zacian.
When is every Pokemon going to get a Gigantamax form?
I think I'm not answering that question. I think the main thing
because you're a coward.
There are 2 things that benefited Megas: competitive battling, which Pokemon Go is lacking right now, and the anime. That is it. Those are the 2 things. Mega Evolution in the anime, super sick, awesome, sweet, loved it, incredible. Would love to see more.
Thing, they were also able to introduce new Pokemon designs without expanding the Pokédex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your favorite thing ever.
As much as I love Pokemon Go, it doesn't have that. So when you introduce a mechanic that was strategically used in high-level competitive battles, and that's it. That's all it was used for. I mean, you could argue that you used it through the story, but you're just one-shotting things, and you probably could have one-shot them without Mega Evolving. You have Raids, you have Team Rocket, and you have Go Battle League, and that's it, right? And it doesn't work in Go Battle League. I'm sick of hearing like, well, when they do bring it to Go Battle League, how about they fix Go Battle League first before we talk about when they bring it to Go Battle League? Because it's been about a year and Go Battle League is still terribly broken to the point where Niantic put out a press release a week ago saying, we're really sorry, we're still trying to fix it. So I don't want to hear about Mega Evolution coming to Go Battle League because it's still broken. We're not even close to having that conversation yet. So all that leads to is raids and Team Rocket. How do you... Raid? I don't even look at my phone when I'm doing a raid. How would Megas make that better? It's just like, I'm trying to like see the complaint, but I'm also trying to see the like what people want. Because the raids are so one note, and that's like, I like raids. It's fine. I think they're like, I like doing them even though I'm not looking at my screen, but I never in a million years thought Mega Evolution was going to change my raid experience. I think them adding the timer is cool. I think rewarding players for doing it faster is like a good challenge in itself. That's like a game, like Monster Hunter has that. You don't really get anything for killing a monster faster in Monster Hunter, but it's still nice to be like, oh man, I killed this great Jaggeris in 7 minutes, and then the next time you do it, man, I killed it in 6 minutes. Oh, now I killed it in 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Like, that is good.
I'm glad that you brought that up. Hey folks, I'm playing Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate again. Hit me up if you want to go kill some Gormagalas, okay? I'm down. Do you think... No, listen. This is real talk. Do you think that there's some aspect of it that is, and let's go for the Pokemon Go player who is only a Pokemon Go player, never played a traditional console handheld Pokemon game, never played TCG, only ever played Pokemon Go. Do you think that there might be having some argument of, this is the new thing, I want to have the new thing, and now there's a financial barrier for me to be able to get the new thing, and that's where their aggravation is coming from?
No, this is their problem. I say they as like the hardcore Pokemon Go player. I can relate to this. So the complaint I saw that stood out to me the most was they're frustrated that they're not frustrated that they're spending money. They're frustrated that they don't feel like it's a completionist thing. I think the example was like, I spent $80 to get a 100 IV perfect Rayquaza, and that I was done, right? I did it. I got what I wanted. And they don't feel that with Mega Evolution.
I think that's valid.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think it's, you know, I'm not one to get 100 IVs, but people have personal goals, right? Like, I keep getting more XP in Pokemon Go, not because it does anything, but I just like seeing that number go up. So I understand personal goals. I think the complaints around it are just wrong. And I do agree that I don't think Mega Evolution is great, but I don't think it's because of the I don't think it's the way they implemented. I just think that Mega Evolution is not particularly interesting. I
think it's both, really.
Yeah. So let's say you were a free-to-play player, or you try to spend as little money as possible. Those people exist. And you just wanted Mega Evolution for the decks. It is completely possible to do this, right? If it takes, let's just assume it takes 5 raids to get 200 energy, and you wanted 5 Pokemon for your decks, 2 Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, Beedrill. Beedrill's free, so you only need 4. You do 5 raids a week, you get 1 raid pass a day. You skip 2 days, take your weekend to rest. But you can get Charizard week 1, Charizard week 2, Blastoise week 3, Venusaur week 4. In a month, you can get all the Mega Evolution without spending a penny. So I don't think there's this huge money cost they're asking for if you just want to complete your decks. Now, if you do want Mega Evolution to do raids, I don't see where the money there is either, right? You're already doing the raids. You probably will get the energy from it. You will then spend the energy to do raids. Like, I'm not sure the people complaining is probably maybe the middle road people that are willing to spend like $20 to try to get like a shiny Heatran, but they're not willing to spend like $100. But they're like willing to spend more.
You're talking about yourself, dude.
Yeah.
You're talking. I spend $0 to get a shiny Heatran.
I mean, I hate the fact that I've had to do remote raid passes a lot, and like half the time when you're like, "Do you want to do this?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to spend the money because it's just not worth it."
But going back to the free thing, if I do 5 raids a week for free, and I can get all the megas currently for my decks, which is what I personally want to do, because I don't plan on using them in raids particularly, unless it's maybe like a raid day where they do the 3-hour things. I can do that for free in a week. And before anyone says like, well, remote raid passes, stuff like that, you can literally apply that to the last 4 years of Pogo. I don't want to hear that argument of like, well, I live in a suburb, I don't have like, that is all of 4 years of Pogo. That is not specific to Mega Evolution. That is literally every raid since raids have started. It's not exclusive to this issue.
I mean, the thing that the having to constantly get energy thing it's weird to me. Like, I could see, much like in the game, if you had to get X amount of pieces and then you got the stone and then you could choose to evolve it from then on. That would make a little bit more sense to me than, I have to generate energy to do this thing I already did, even though it's less. I hate that crap.
I can see that aggravation, right? Because, in the game, you get the Mega Stone, and then you can Mega Evolve your Pokemon as much as you want.
Yeah.
Right? Why can't I just get a Mega Stone in Pokemon Go for this particular Pokemon, and then I can Mega Evolve it whenever I want? Oh, because Niantic's not going to make any money that way.
But everything in Pokemon Go is a grind. You wanna level up your Gyarados? Well, grind out Stardust.
But my Gyarados, once leveled up, I don't then have to power it with 15 more Gyarados energy because it fell back to a Magikarp.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like, once that thing is done, once I have done that grind, that grind is done. This is, hey, we've done this grind, now you get a lesser grind every time you want to do it. That doesn't feel great to me.
Even if it was like, if you do 100 Mega Blastoise raids, and then you get the Mega Stone because you've done it 100 times, that's still better than you always have to do the energy. Give them something to aim for, right?
Well, they did say that energy was going to come to different things. They didn't. They have said that like there will be other ways to get energy that is not raid specific. Unless I'm wrong, I'm almost positive they said that.
Better be in those gifts. I'm sending out them gifts every day.
But this is the thing Niantic and the Pokemon Company has always done, right? Like, what was super rare that people cared about, 4 years ago was Dratini. Like, it was mind-blowing to find a Dratini, and then they did Dratini Community Day, and people were like, all right, Dratini's done, never need another Dratini again, even though there are plenty of players that still need a Dratini. Now, anytime Dratini shows up, it's just nothing but like, all I'm seeing is Dratini. This is like a thing that people were sought after for the longest time. The same with Meltan. When we first got Meltan, you could open the box once every 10 days. Then they were like, you can open it once every 10 days, but we doubled the spawns. And then 2 months later, they were like, you can open it once every week. 2 months after that, they were like, you can open it every 3 days. Like, this is the cycle of Pokemon Go. So it's very hard for me to be like, this is Mega Evolution implemented in this game is bad. Well, I do think it's bad, but I also know that they're trying to add some length to their game, so people don't finish it in 2 days and then have a different complaint of there's nothing to do. Right? They have to find this balance.
I've heard that from you before.
But it's really easy to look at them as being the same block. And they're generally not the same people that are complaining about the same things.
Yeah, that's true.
En masse, when you're like, oh God, all we ever do is hear from Pokemon fans that they hate this or they hate that. They're generally different people that have very different complaints. And you'll never, it's really hard to keep them separate because a lot of people are just often yelling at you and you're like, I don't even know who you are and I can't, I gotta get away. But this, I would have to agree, even if I can get energy more easily later, I still don't like the fact that it's not a one and done process. I still don't like the fact that I have to generate 50 energy if I want to use this again. It but doesn't personally affect me. I will probably never collect them, or I will. I don't care. I don't care about collecting. It's not a huge part of my life.
I have that same attitude, Greg. Thank you.
But I can see people who do, and that it is a frustrating implementation. I mean, I think what gets frustrating is when you can see the mechanics of greed behind the process, right? Like, remote raids at least doesn't feel as bad because they needed a solution to allow us to do something in a unique period. And that felt like you're answering a need. This is just, we need to A, extend the life of the game, and B, get you to pay more money.
There's so much tunnel vision with raids, though. People act like they're paying $1 to get just pure energy, and you're not, right? When you're doing a mega egg raid, weird thing to say, or if you're doing a 5-star raid, you're getting way more than the opportunity of finding of the one thing they want. And I guess this is the frustrating part that I see is people are, in the sense of like Heatran, I think I ended up spending like $25, right? I did 25 raids and I got my shiny Heatran. And I was happy, in the sense of doing Heatran, not only did I have 25 opportunities to catch Heatran, one of those being shiny, I'm also getting experience. I'm also getting Stardust. I'm also getting rare candy. I'm also getting charge TMs. Like, I am getting so much from spending that $1 that I think most people kind of disregard and don't see that, right?
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
Like, before Go Fest, I had 770 some rare candy, and I needed to spend that rare candy because otherwise Go Fest was going to be awful because my bag was going to be full. So I put 300 rare candy into, like, I don't know, Deoxys or something. And then when I was doing Deoxys raids after Go Fest, I was back up to 800 rare candy, and I didn't even realize it. And I was like, this is awesome. I mean, not awesome because I ended up, awesome in the sense of, like, I forgot that raids give you so much rare candy, and now I have more rare candy. Like, there's more than just, like, oh, I'm spending $1 to get 50 Mega Charizard candy or energy.
But, I mean, that's fine. But that's also saying, like, I ordered a pizza and you gave me a free bucket of mushrooms. I don't care. I'm never going to eat those mushrooms. And now I have something that I have to deal with and throw them away. Like, you can say, oh, you get all these great things with it. If you never use them, they are useless and worthless. They are clogging up your bag space of crap you don't want. And you play a lot of various aspects of Pokemon Go, and that's great. A lot of people don't. A lot of people have hundreds of raid candies that they will never ever use. That is not going to interest them. So that free thing isn't worth anything to them. They don't care. So you can't use that bonus as a value add if it's not actually adding any value to them.
And I will say, what you have to keep in mind, which is like what nobody ever wants to keep in mind. It's the same thing as what you have to keep in mind when you walk into a casino. What you are paying for when you get a raid pass is an opportunity to do a raid. You are not paying for a caught Pokemon. You are not paying for any guaranteed rewards because the rewards are randomized. All you are paying for is the opportunity to do a raid. So, if financially this is a question you need to answer for yourself, the value of doing a raid, which is all you are paying for, is not sufficient, then you need to not spend the money. Because, right, the value for me in doing raids is, one, I can complain about Steve, which gives me endless pleasure and joy.
I hear you.
Or if I'm in person with people, then my value of doing raids is driving around Milwaukee with my friends, or going at Steve's bachelor party, driving around the Dells, or walking around Chicago, right? That is nothing that I obtain from those raids has any value but the experience of being with my friends. And that is what I am paying for.
Yeah. Valid.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but going back to the raid thing, they took Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise. They gave them the chance of being shiny. I do think that there are different levels of raids. They did get rid of 2- and 4-star raids, by the way. We didn't mention that in the news, but there are only 1-star raids, 3-star raids, and 5-star raids now, which I think is...
When are they going to add a 6-star? Then learn from Pokemon Masters.
which I think is the right thing to do, right? Anyone could solo a 1- and 2-star pretty easily. You could, if you did invest your Stardust and your rare candy and your charge TMs, you could probably do a 3-star pretty easily. Very hard to do a 4-star, but if you had another person or two, easy to do a 4-star. So I think the consolidation of just having 1, 3, and 5 is great. But I do think there are raids that have specific value. For example, would I spend $1 on Heatran, whether it's my local Heatran or a Heatran, out that somebody is inviting me to? Yes. Although I would argue that people were more willing to spend that $1 on Rayquaza, because we know that Rayquaza is one of the best Dragon-type attackers and Flying-type attackers, right? But would I spend $1 on Shinx, which is a 1-star? Yeah, actually, probably, because I want more Shinx candy. I want the chance of shiny Shinx. Easy enough to do. I can do it in 30 seconds. I don't need to call anyone or text anyone. So would I spend $1 on Shinx? Yes. Would I spend $1 on Heatran? Yes. Would I spend $1 on Mega Charizard? Yeah, probably. I would probably, if I had a free raid pass, I would do it 100%. If somebody invited me to it and they were like, hey, we really need a 4th or a 5th, can you help us out? Yeah, totally. Because if I'm ever in that situation, I would want that person to return the favor. Would I spend $1 on Claydol or Machamp or any of these other garbage raids that exist? No. No, I wouldn't.
Can you do an infographic of which raids are worth $1 and which ones are not? Because I'm not in this world.
But the $1 for Mega Evolution, you're getting the rare candy, you're getting the experience, you're getting the Stardust, you're getting a chance to catch Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard, which most people probably don't need, but you are getting the chance of catching a shiny version of them, and you're getting the Mega Candy. I don't know how they make that $1 worth more to you, and I don't even... I think the actual complaint probably comes down to spending energy to have it Mega Evolve again. But I also think there's probably a mechanical thing of, well, if we don't have something to trigger, then people are just going to run Megas all the time. Maybe and I'm assuming they don't want that, right? I'm assuming they just don't want people to use Megas all the time. / they want Megas to feel special. And there's a balance there, and I don't think they got the balance right, which is also my complaint, but I don't know how they fix that balance. The other thing I saw is people were frustrated that the Mega Evolution lasted for 4 hours, and I saw some people suggesting they should last for 24 hours. Why? Who's playing Pokemon Go 24? Who is playing Pokemon Go for more than 4 hours? And even on a raid day, that's when I would be like, hey, I'm going to pop Mega Venusaur. We're going to take out some Milotics. I'm going to run Mega Venusaur for the next 4 hours. Yeah, I can see that situation. I can't see a situation where it's 12 hours long and I'm doing one raid every 12 hours. And I'm like, well, good thing I got Mega... only the most hardcore of people, the people who are doing, 100+ raids a week are probably want that. But also, what raids are they... I don't think the 4 hours is actually the problem, even though I keep seeing people say, oh, it should be longer than 4 hours. Are you actually playing Pokemon Go that much in an entire day? I play Pokemon Go every day, don't get me wrong, and I normally play, if it's a Saturday and I'm going for a walk, that's normally an hour to 2 hours. If there's an event, Tuesday night, I'm normally playing for an hour, 2 hours. I don't think there's ever been a situation where I'm let's play for 4 hours on a there's nothing happening today when we're recording this on a Sunday. I don't think I'm just being let's play 4 hours today, Greg. That's not happening unless maybe there was an event. So I don't think that the 4 hour limit is the actual problem we should be arguing about. I just don't
Okay, here's the question. If you don't hit the full 4 hours, if you shut the game down, is it 4 hours of playtime, or is it just 4 hours period?
It's 4 hours. It's just like a lucky egg. You turn it on, and whether you're playing or not, the thing is clicking down.
So in that way, I could see the argument for lasting 24 hours, because they're not saying I'm playing for 24 hours. It's if I play for an hour, and then I have to go do a bunch of stuff tomorrow morning, I would like to be able to come up and play for my hour or play for my 15 minutes in the morning and still have that available to me.
Yeah, agreed.
Right?
Yeah, but
if I only played half an hour...
Do you need Mega Venusaur on for one raid, and then 7 hours later you're I gotta get this other raid in with Mega Venusaur? That's just... You can do any raid without Mega Venusaur. We've established that.
But we've also established the only thing people like collecting for is showing it off to people.
I mean, that's definitely part of it.
They would like to have it in their next raid the next morning for a whole new group of people to see.
Yeah, I can't argue. If they want to show it off, I guess I can't argue with that. I don't think Mega Evolution is great, but I don't know how I would fix it, though.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I would make it a one and done thing for sure.
I do think if you're just trying to complete them for your decks, I think it's very easy to do it free. You can get it done in less than a month. I wouldn't stress about it too much. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, but yeah. It sounded like that entire time I was defending it, but I also just don't care about it. Like, I'm in no rush to get these megas. Well, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll do a little bit of Masters and our Pokemon and question of the week. We'll be right back.
Ooh.
We are back from our break.
Finally, we're back to normality.
One mobile game to the next.
Oh.
Gardenscapes updates?
Yeah.
I'm really not a fan of the disco season. I don't enjoy disco, and I'm completely skipping the whole decorate your garden Italian style. But I'm excited for what's coming up next because we're at the 4-year anniversary of Gardenscapes now. So I'm sure there's some good stuff coming.
Is Gardenscapes just like Homescapes?
Well, yeah, except you're outside, not inside.
Is Gardenscapes like the HGTV version of Pokémon Masters?
Sure. Except there's no Property Brothers.
So, on Gardenscapes, do you have to figure out how to rescue the butler from the oncoming shark that I see in all the ads?
Hey, listen. You take your... I am not the company, okay? I'm just here to talk about the actual game, not their horrible advertising tactics that literally every other game company has now assumed as their own tactics. If you haven't noticed, my friend.
I have. It's awful. Pokemon Masters news. There's a great big 1-year anniversary update. Full disclosure, Steve is partnered with Dina.
DNA, not Dina. I was going to say, speaking of anniversary, speaking of Mega Evolution, a game that does feature Mega Evolution, a game that completely revolves around battles. This is off Pokemon.com. Pokemon Masters is 1 year old. To celebrate this auspicious milestone, that's a big word, a wide variety of exciting new features that players will love, Greg, are coming. These will include a 6-star EX Sync Pair, the new Champion Stadium, some awesome debuts of Sync Pair Scouts, but last but not least, a title change to reflect all of the additions and enhancements that the game has received in this past year. That's right, Pokémon Masters is now Pokémon Masters EX. Players will receive 3,000 gems when they log into the game, so don't forget to claim your special gift. Before that, check out some more details accompanying Pokemon Masters. We went through a lot of these last week. The two changes that we didn't talk about last week, and I recall, Greg, that we both said that it felt like it was a little bit underwhelming. You know, they did do a lot, but I just felt like they should have done more for the 1 year. They added some stuff, so they... Maybe DNA listening to the show. When you do a 10 poll now, you get 11 polls instead. I don't think that's a permanent change. I think that's temporary.
I think it's temporary, and still doesn't feel good when you get 11 3-stars. Still stinks. Hardcore.
I can't believe that happened to you. Although it'll probably happen to me. I haven't done an 11 poll yet.
I know a person that has getting Sigma Suit Leaf broke my streak of that was my 50th pull of all threes. Like I'd gotten 53 stars in a row, and finally Leaf broke my terrible streak.
It's a 10% chance of getting a 5-star.
Yeah, but that 10% is on every choice, right? Like you are the person that sits in Twitch and screams about shiny odds.
Yeah, no, I'm just giving you a hard time.
And 50 pulls, like only getting 3 stars is also a % chance. Jerk.
So we talked about last week how there was that Sygna suit Cynthia was like the new character, and then on September 3rd, there's like a silhouette of like new character coming, and then it's like September 10th, there's another new character. So a lot of people guessed that this might have been Leaf and Blue, but they're not. But Leaf and Blue came. So they brought back Red. Leaf is now in the game, and Sygna suit Leaf. I'm sorry, I forgot that Leaf has been in the game with an Eevee. And I pulled a Leaf, but it was not the Sygna suit Leaf.
Everybody forgot that there was the bad version. Even I forgot. I'm like, wait, there's another version? Oh, it's the one that nobody likes and nobody cares about.
And then Sygna suit Blue is now in the game, and there's a banner for Lance. Why is there a banner for Lance right now?
Because
people missed it the first time?
Because of the Kanto championship.
Oh, because of the champion. That makes sense. And then there's Cynthia. So we're supposed to still get another new character soon, and then another character after that. So there is a lot. I guess like holding Leaf and Blue was probably a nice surprise. I mean, surprised me.
Yeah, it's weird that they're not on the same banner.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is this... So there are 3 banners. If you don't know what a banner is, in Pokemon Masters, you can choose a loot box, let's say, to open. So one loot box will include Red, and then a bunch of other old 5-stars, and then another loot box will have Leaf, and then all the older 5-stars. So if you open a Leaf loot box, you have no chance of pulling Red. Right. Just like if you open a Red loot box, you have no chance of pulling Sygna suit Leaf. But Leaf, Red, and Blue are 2%, so a 1 in 50 chance of getting in said loot box. Is it better that they split them out? Because if you don't care about Red and Blue, which there probably are some people that only care about Leaf, that's good. You can only pull on Leaf then, whereas if they were all in one, you might not get it.
Yeah, I would say that was true if you didn't need to pull duplicates to power them up in this game. Right? And having them on their own separate banner means the odds of getting something from that banner are even lower. So if they were 2% each on one banner, it would feel like, hey, I've got a solid chance of actually pulling one of these characters. In this method, it's like, I don't have a great chance of pulling either of these characters, plus I have to choose which one I need, which means most people are just going to stick on Red because it's already been released and you have the best chance of getting duplicates, which is kind of a garbagey way of releasing them.
Do you really think you need to pull 3? I mean, I've just pulled 1 of a lot of things, and I've been pretty fine playing the game.
Yeah. You can... Until we see fully how Expert Championship plays out, sure. But there's no doubt that having a fully fleshed out 5 sync level is way better than having a 1.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the numbers do go up.
I mean, like, look at the Skyla problem, and you know that's... it's a problem of how they made the game with the 6-star possibility.
Well, they added the one new thing where you don't need to pull like 5 sync pairs now. You can like merge that new currency into a forced sync pair. I don't remember what that's called though.
Is it the type thing?
Maybe?
The type...
There's a lot of moving parts in Masters.
There's too many moving parts in Masters.
See, and it's still real time. Just make it not real time.
Nah. The real time's good. Just turn auto battle on.
No, then what is the point of playing the game?
And auto battle's still bad.
I'm sending my robot after their robot. No, that's not fun.
Sometimes you're like, I know I can beat this. I'm going to turn on auto battle, run to the bathroom, come back. Oh, it's done. Yeah.
No, No. Mobile games are my reason for going to the bathroom.
Is Gardenscapes is Gardenscapes turn-based? I don't think so.
It certainly is. It's a match 3. You take your turns.
Yeah. It's type skills, right? Type skills is what raises them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right. So you don't need to pull 3. You don't need to pull a million Scalas now. Well, I mean, Scala was free, and then they did the Scala event. But like me, I only have one Scala, and Scala has been MVP on my team, and I only have one of it. But there's a way to get Scala to 3. No, I have 3 Scalas because I have most of her Synchrid, but I could get her to 5 by not pulling any, but by merging some currency that they have now, which is new.
Yeah, the type thing.
They brought back the Mew and Professor Oak event.
Yep.
Which was very easy to get Professor Oak to 125. I don't know why they brought that back. Or like why it was auto. Like my bingo, when they brought back Professor Oak, your bingo card was like automatically done, right?
Because you already did it, yeah. The reason why they brought it back again is because of the Kanto Champions Cup, right? Like it's all Kanto based. Because that's the first Champions Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first Sygna suits. It's like it's the big Kanto event. So they brought back all the Kanto-y things.
I think they said that you get a total of like 7,600 gems because of the anniversary. So you get the 3,000 bonus. And then if you log in every day, you get like another 3,600 when it all eventually adds up.
Yeah.
And then you still get your 150 a week from, 50 on Tuesdays and 100 on Friday, whatever that daily login is.
Yeah.
You get 200 stamina guaranteed, which is also part of the event, which has made it feel a lot like when they first rolled out stamina.
Yep. It's like it brought you back to when it was fun, and they're going to take it away.
And there is a 1-year anniversary gem special, but they seem identical to the lead up. So I'm a little bummed that they weren't. I was hoping it was going to be slightly cheaper.
They're not great. They're not great prices.
It was the same as the lead up, which is a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
Do you want to? We talked about this on stream last night, Greg. Of gems being expensive. So now you can get 14,000 gems for $80 USD, which is about 50 pulls. A little short of 50 pulls. I think it's like 47 pulls. I guess technically 50 is with the +1 maybe.
With the +1, yeah.
That's their discounted rate. You could buy that 3 times if you wanted to, which is over $200. But what we can compare this to? We compared this to Dragalgia Lost, which is another Nintendo. I guess not.
Yes.
Shouldn't say another Nintendo. We do know that Nintendo owns a stake in the Pokemon Company. Pokemon Masters. DNA. The closest thing I think we can compare it to.
Yeah.
Maybe Fire Emblem Heroes as well, but what is our gem difference there?
So we were comparing non-discounted prices, right? So being able to do a 10 pull in Pokemon Masters is $28.99. Being able to do the same 10 pull in Regalia Lost is $23.99.
Okay, so there's a
not discounted. So there's a $5 difference.
Which what I suggested, and I think you agreed with, was that is the $5 Pokemon tax.
Correct. It is a $5 Pokemon tax. The difference, I think, the reason why... So, here's the biggest difference between the two games. I never feel like I have to purchase anything in Dragalia Lost. They are very steady and... I wouldn't say generous, but they are more generous than Pokemon Masters at giving you gems that you can do 10 pulls with. So I usually can do one full 10 pull with a guarantee of getting something good, Masters, like every 2 weeks. Just by playing the game, you get a steady clip of the gems coming for completing their existing events, for completing their story, for login bonuses. They keep you steadily in gems so that you never feel like, oh, this banner is going to go by and I won't have enough to do a 10 pull to try to get something decent from it. Masters doesn't do that. Masters also costs them the same thing, which is super frustrating. But Masters is very stingy with giving you free gems to do pulls. So you could... And the fact that you're not guaranteed something decent on their 10 pull. So they are very much on this drip feed. Well, I'll pull once on this banner and hope that it's good, and then I'll wait, 2 weeks, because like Monday and Tuesday and Friday you get 150. It takes 2 weeks to get 300 to do one pull. It's really, they're really not great at making the pull system feel good, and it's more expensive.
Do you think guaranteeing 1 4-star in a 10 pull is makes it feel any better though?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Because 4 stars are so much better than 3 stars, right? Like, those pairs are just simply going to make the game better and easier to use. And it's also going to allow you to get your favorite 4-star pair, if you're getting duplicates, up to a 5-star. Like, it makes that process better. Without guaranteeing getting a 4-star, you have to rely on luck to get one that you've already maxed out, to get enough of the power-up thing to be able to turn somebody into a 5-star. And so those upgrades seem almost unachievable because of how slow that system goes. Whereas in the other one, I'm like, oh, I really like this character. They're very powerful. And because I've pulled a couple of times and had a bunch of duplicates, I can promote them right now. I want to be able to promote them immediately. I can get them to a 5-star. And it unlocks an entire different power-up system, which there's a bunch of different things in Dragalia Lost. At least they do a good job of explaining them to you. But I feel that none of my pulls are wasted because they're going into a generic pool. And I can use them almost immediately, but you are also guaranteed to get good things. So, it just feels fun to always pull on their banners, and that's something that Masters lacks.
Don't think that pulls would get any cheaper. Although I hope they keep the 11th pull. I think removing that is like,
if they keep the 11th pull, that solves the guaranteed 4-star problem. Right, because then there is a reason to pull on a 10th.
Right,
because you're getting an extra bonus.
Yeah, you want a reason to save. Although you could argue, well, if I only pull single pull and I get, Sygna Suit Cynthia first try, now I've just saved 9 pulls. You could argue that. I mean,
you could. But that goes back to the fact that pulling duplicates is generally bad in this game. Because you don't have a great conversion system in place to make use of those duplicates.
And I was thinking of I feel like there's no way they make any of this cheaper because there's other games like Apex Legends where that was the biggest complaint for over a year for Apex was the store is too expensive. If you don't know, Apex Legends completely free. If you want to spend money in it, you can buy gun skins or character skins, and I'm not exaggerating, it is about $18 to buy character skin. All it does is change the way your character looks, or $18 to change the way your gun looks. They don't not pay to win, they don't do anything. And I, to myself, we were talking about raid passes earlier, and is a Mega Charizard worth $1? I think, yeah, sure, it is. I cannot. Maybe if I can, one skin out of 1,000, I'd be like, heck yeah, that's worth $18. But I've never purchased a skin or a gun skin in that game because $18 for a skin is I think outrageous. I would maybe at most pay 10, but I'd probably be more willing to buy skins if they were 5. And
how much is a skin worth in Destiny?
I think Destiny's. Well, Destiny doesn't have skins; they have armor.
How much have you paid?
Oh, well, so Destiny had
special
emotes, and the emotes were, I think, about $5 a piece. And I was buying a lot of the emotes because
What if it was a PAX West exclusive?
Ooh,
what was the most I paid for that? I think the most I've paid for Emblem was 20, 25.
That's more than 18.
More than 18,
there we go.
Yeah. But in Destiny, I was dedicated to collecting every single thing. Destiny was my space Pokemon. I was very dedicated to completing
That's true.
The Destiny decks. As much as I love Apex, there's not been a trigger where I felt compelled to collect all the skins for all the characters.
I mean, but this is like, skin prices are not unusual. Like, Final Fantasy's outrageous prices for clothing.
Yeah, well, I paid
on the Mog Station
$20 for that mount, but I could put 2 people in it. Made it different than a single person mount. I could put 2 people instead
and then you could get the four.
Oh, I got the car. I got the car.
So, well, and now you know that cart they have at the beginning. That when you play the game and you're in that stupid cart.
Oh, that thing. Yeah. Is that a thing now?
You can buy that in the box.
I'm interested in that. Okay.
But for example, I would just to say, like, an outfit in Final Fantasy right now is $18, and it is just clothing.
The only thing I'm bringing up is I don't think gems ever are going to get cheaper in Masters. I think 300 for a pull and however much 300. Well, right now they're running a special where you could pay $1 to get 300 gems, which is ideally 3 pulls if you're doing the daily pull thing. They're not going to get cheaper. It's never gotten cheaper in Apex. I think it's only gotten more expensive in Final Fantasy. I don't remember ever seeing an $18 outfit in Final Fantasy, but I hope they keep the 11th poll. I think that would be good for the game.
I think it would help the non-guarantee issue problem. Yes, I agree.
The last thing I want to talk about is the gem bundle, which they rolled out maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Or they rolled it out, I think, when the stamina system came out. It's $7.99, and then what it does is it gives you 500 paid gems right away. It does a sync orb reward boost for 20 days. And then you get 1,000 non-paid gems every time you log in. So you get 50 every time you log in until each 1,000, which I think is 20 days. And then you get 10 skip tickets every day you log in for 20 days, which is 200. And it's $7.99. And I almost did it until I realized that the 50 you get a day is non-paid.
Yeah.
And all they would have to do is switch that to paid, and I'd probably do it. If you're separating out your currency of paid and non-paid, and I'm paying you money, why are you giving me non-paid gems, DNA? I have no problem with drip feeding. You know, hey, you're getting this many gems total, but we're only giving you 50 a day. That's fine, because I'm going to log in every day anyways. And if I'm paying for something to remind myself to log in, that's fine. But don't give me non-paid gems. I'm paying you money for gems. Don't give me non-paid. So I like the concept of the gem bundle. I like the sync orb boost. I think that's awesome. I like the skip tickets. I like the price is fine, but that one line bothered me. I did send them feedback about that. If I'm paying for gems, do not give me non-paid. That's all I'm asking for. But I would not be surprised, and this was a rumor, that the data miners for Pokemon Go found that there was a subscription hidden in Pokemon Go as of the last update, which is not surprising. There's a subscription for Fire Emblem Heroes. There's a subscription for Animal Crossing. There's a subscription for Mario Kart. I would not be surprised. I know I'm partnered with DNA. I have no inside knowledge. I would not be surprised if there would be a subscription to Masters / would be a subscription to Pokemon Go.
Just breaking news flash. I decided to use my 3,000 on a 10 pull on the blue banner.
Uh-huh. Did you get 4 blues in a single pull? Incredible, Greg. I'm so happy for you.
No, but I did get 2.
You got 2? Whoa, that's sweet. Now you got...
Y'all need to evaluate your life choices.
You're the one playing Gardenscape.
I am actually knitting right now and doing something worthwhile with my time.
Two in the same poll.
That's awesome.
So I take back a little bit what I said.
Okay, perfect. It's almost like RNG gives and RNG takes.
RNG takes.
Ever since the eggs have been introduced in Masters, I've had tons of people through Slack or through Twitch streams say that they got back into Masters because of eggs, and they specifically just like the eggs.
I am so tired of eggs.
Really?
Like, I don't know what to do with all these Pokemon other than just turn them in, because I'm never going to sync pair with them.
You can filter by 1 and 2, and I just throw away all the 1 and 2s. And then...
Yeah, I've been doing that too. But I'm like, okay, so now I have a bunch of different 3s. I'm never going to power them up because
heard
there's only...
that Nidoqueen, Nidoking might be really, really good with Leaf because of her poison stuff.
Oh.
And apparently Janine has gotten really good because she has poison stuff too, and there wasn't a really good poison setter until Leaf arrived last week.
Yeah, Venom Drench. Although Venom Drench, wouldn't it be better with Koga though?
Maybe.
Because
yeah,
they're poisoned with.
I don't know.
Because Koga has Venom Drench too, and Koga's a lot faster. So when does the Family Tie Story event begins 9/9? So not next week, but the week after, which seems appropriate.
I believe the egg stuff, the Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle stuff, I believe that starts on the 3rd. Which right now is we get the normal eggs, which I think the only one that can be shiny is Tauros.
Yep.
Which I have not pulled yet.
Snoros.
They did put out a little trailer or whatever of like celebrating the 1 year, and the thing I found the most interesting is at one point in Masters you could have picked which egg you want. So like Professor Bellis, is that her name?
Yeah.
She was like, do you want Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur? Classic. The classic. Only
the classics.
OG fans will remember. And I think I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it was 8 million people picked Squirtle, 8 million people picked Bulbasaur, and 18 million people picked Charmander. And you wonder why they pushed Charizard so hard. That's a big difference. Which is funny because at the time, Red was already in the game. You could have already had Red and Charizard in the game. Maybe people felt like, I can't pull Red, so I'll pick the Charmander.
Well, but you couldn't get a Charmander.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, it's true, I guess. But Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur will be appearing in eggs on, I believe, on the 3rd, so that's happening. There's a lot happening in Masters right now. So if you haven't played it, if you're curious, you get the 3,000 bonus when you log in. And then you get the daily gem bonus when you log in.
It's not a perfect game. It's still fun. There are frustrating things, as there are in all gacha games. But yeah, give it a shot. See what you think. Now's probably a very good time to jump in.
Yeah.
They're being generous because it's the 1 year.
All right. There was some other stuff that we could talk about, but we've gone real long, so we'll save it for next week. I don't think there's any more anniversary / Pogo. Like, I don't think, unless Niantic was going to completely rework the Mega Evolution in a week, which I don't think so. I think we're in the clear. Will, Pokemon of the Week.
All right, so last week's Pokemon of the Week, I was going real easy on everybody because coming up, we're going extra hard. I'm tired of the complaints and the soft, all you softies out there, so get ready. But last week's, it wasn't a Pokemon, had something to do with mountain biking, which is very expensive, and going around Hoenn, and you had an option of 2 bikes, and it's not the mock bike. So therefore,
it's
Quick Claw.
Yes. It's the Acro Bike.
Acro Bike, thank you.
Or the One Wheel. They should bring that One Wheel thing into the next Gen 9.
Yeah.
Oh, they probably will.
Rotom One Wheel.
Wasn't there a rumor that skateboards were being added? Wasn't that like a thing for Gen 7?
I never heard that at all.
It wasn't a good one. It wasn't a good rumor. It was just a rumor.
There's no shiny Acro Bike. I think there was once an Acro Bike TCG card that lets you look at 2 cards in the top of your deck or something weird like that. But there you go. There's no trivia except
except it bounces.
Well, I mean, mountain bikes bounce as well if you know what you're doing. All right.
Okay. You are wounded from said activities.
Hey, I went mountain biking for an hour yesterday and did not fall once and went on the more difficult course. So I'm getting better.
Good job.
All right, so we're going harder this week. Next week, I believe at one point I threatened that it would just be one letter of the alphabet and not an unknown. We're about there, folks.
We didn't do trivia for the bike.
Is there trivia?
Yes, in Generation 4 at Rad's Rickshaw's Cycle Shop, there's an advertisement on the shelves for mock bikes and acro bikes.
Oh, that's right.
In Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, the bells on different bikes have different sounds.
They do, because Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is one of the greatest games ever made.
In Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, the Bike Maniac in Cerulean City has some acro bikes on display in his home.
Well, there you go.
That's more trivia than a lot of the Pokemon.
That's very true. I'm impressed. All right, are you guys ready for this week's Pokemon?
No, because it's going to be like one letter, and I'll have no idea, and I'll look the fool.
That's in 1 or 2 weeks from now. We're going to be getting harder and harder.
Mega
and that will be the
Ampharos.
ultimate hard. No. God, I hate that Pokemon. All right, this week's Pokemon. American English-speaking fans of the Australian band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard will instantly recognize this week's Pokemon in the name of the 4th song on their only album that was released in 2016. This is the Infinite Loop album that can be played over and over again non-stop as a continuous flow. I say the only album released in 2016 because they released 5 albums in 2017, no new material in 2018, and 2 albums in 2019. I must clarify that, in a vernacular sense, the bird mentioned in the song title is not actually in the name of this week's Pokemon. It appears that, in North America, we interchangeably refer to a particular carrion-loving bird by 2 different names. In the rest of the world, including Australia, the bird referenced in this week's Pokemon's name is sometimes used interchangeably when referring to hawks. I can reliably say that North Americans do not view hawks to be anything close to the bird referred to in this week's Pokemon, and Game Freak must agree, as the art for this Pokemon does not resemble a hawk in any way. Adding to the confusion is some additional intellectual and linguistic ambiguity. The first part of this week's Pokemon's name refers to an organ that, in mammals and fishies, is considered to hold the teeth. Historically, in this universe, birds do not have teeth, but it appears that the upper and lower portions of the beaks are referred to using the same word we would use for the teeth-holding organ. All right, that's all you get. Oh, it's so easy.
I had to listen to that again.
I'll post it in the Slack.
Please do. So okay, quick question about, is this a CD still that you can listen on Infinite Loop? Did they release it digitally?
Does
it work digitally?
The way that, yeah, because if you're in iTunes and you can put an album on repeat right? But it's just basically if you play it start to finish, once it finishes, you can go to the first song and it'll flow right into the first song.
Dang, that's a lot of work.
Nah.
It is.
I forgot to say the Blue, Red, and Leaf event run until like September 30th. A lot of time on that. So don't feel like you have to spend $79.99 right away, even though I might. That's our episode.
You are such a sucker.
Look, I'm having a good time with Masters, Greg. Don't judge me. Just because
I will judge you because you're still a sucker.
My polls are better than your polls. Although I don't know if I'm going to beat that 2 blue. That 2 blue is that's good. Retire now.
I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of the game. I took my proof. I sent it to the only person who could possibly care about it, and then I'm out.
Kickstarter ended. Thank you, everyone who did the Kickstarter. I think like 188 people did it. Awesome. Thank you.
I have never spent so much money to hear myself.
That's somebody.
That is a true sentence.
This episode will come out on the 31st of September. Sorry. This episode will come out on the 31st of August.
It's not even 31 days in September.
September 1st is a good time to sign up for the Patreon if you were considering it. And starting September 1st, which is Tuesday, by the way, there are now yearly plans on Patreon. So if you wanted to sign up for the Slack, which is $2 a month, you get a 10% discount if you do a whole year, and then you don't have to worry about your credit card getting charged every month for $2. You save a little bit of money. You can do that for pretty much any tier, so it just locks it in. I know that there's a lot of, this is like an ongoing thing where Patreon's really weird with payment processors. So like 5 people every month are like, oh, my credit card didn't get charged because Patreon thought it was, I don't know why this happens, but it makes it really easy. You do get a discount if you want to support for, a period of time. So that is, and the beginning of the month is always the best time to sign up. So if you want to support the show, me, Greg, and Will, if you want to hang out with other people in the Slack, which they're all incredible. If you're looking for an easier way to give Niantic your money with raid passes, there's a very active Pokemon Go channel where people are like, hey, I got a Mega Blastoise. That all exists. They're share cat pictures, food pictures, whatever else.
You talk about role playing. There's a lot that we do that covers more than Pokemon in the Slack and other areas.
We have a whole channel dedicated to Minnesota.
We do.
Is there still the clanging and banging channel? Is that still active? Are people?
It's called Do You Even Lift? And yes, that is still there. And there's also, for the folks who are intimidated by all the clanging and banging, Healthy Living, which is just about nice diet and lifestyle methods of taking care of yourself.
Yep.
Oh, and there's also I Woke Up Like This about, makeup, unguents, things that moisturizers, all your daily routines. It's great. I love it in there.
I remember when that one got created.
Crafty Scrafty.
Books. That's another one.
Oh, Crafty's Crafty is where you see all my knitting and crochet projects, and then other people's passable drawings.
So September 1st for all that. I will be doing a pretty big stream. I don't want to reveal what it is, but if you want to mark it on your calendar on September 11th, look, I couldn't do it on the 4th, and I couldn't do it the 18th. It's just, that was the Friday that I could pick.
Optics.
There's going to be like a 12-hour stream, and I don't want to reveal what that is, but we'll probably reveal it later this week of what that is. But mark it on your calendar. Long stream that day. Really cool event. I think most people will like it. It's not cooking, but that'll be on Twitch. Otherwise, twitch.tv/PKMNcast, Instagram.com/PKMNcast, Reddit. I figured you can't change the Reddit. The Reddit name is stuck. I looked it up. Reddit.com/r/super effective for that. Greg is at White Wing. Will is at Washing the Sink. I'm at Dragging a Lake. And this has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Super, insert your advertisement here. Just hit me up on Twitter, and I'll make sure it gets in the show. No, I won't.
A quick shout out to everyone who supports us on Patreon. If you would like to support It's Super Effective, you can head over to patreon.com/It's Super Effective, or you can head over to isc.cash if you would like to support the podcast. Shout out to our producers of this episode, Kay, Kevin, Catherine, Courtney, Matthew, Anthony, Jetsy, Patrick, Casey, Liam, Potato, and our executive producer of Spencer. Thank you all for your support. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week.